Hey, what's up, everybody? Christian Brindle here. I am back with another video here today with somebody doing big time things in our space in the insurance business. I am joined by Jake Christensen, who's the Senior Director of Product for Integrity Marketing Group, our partner with our agency. And I'm super excited to have Jake come on here. He's going to kind of give us a really good technology overview of kind of the different kind of technology platforms that Integrity brings to the table to all of the agents that they work with and partner with and the organizations they partner with, such as ours. Jake, so thank you so much for taking the time today. I know you're a busy man, and really appreciate you getting, taking the time and coming on here today. I'm just going to kind of hand the microphone, I guess, metaphorically over to you and kind of let you run with it and kind of share with the audience here today all the different kind of tech tools that Integrity Marketing has to offer.
That sounds great. Thanks, Christian. Really appreciate getting the chance to jump on and talk through this stuff. As we were kind of talking, I'm very passionate about this. I love to talk about not only our industry but the technology and kind of how things are changing in it,
Hmm.
and how we respond to some of the pressures like CMS and everything else that comes down the line every year. We get to have the fun challenge of making these tools useful for everybody. As I talk with my team as we're building things. So myself, and we have lots of product managers, engineers, and designers at Integrity who are building tools to try and help agents, help agencies. At the end of the day, I like to talk about that we try to make cool things. We're trying to build cool things that make it easier for agents. So
Yeah.
I'll walk through a lot of stuff on here. Hopefully it's able to cover as much ground as we can. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So that hopefully we good here. You can see it.
Yes. Yep. We're good. We're good. I can see it.
Perfect. So like you said, we do a lot of technology and things that we build to offer free of charge to agents so that they have the ability to get in here, save time, have a lot of those tools that I come from a consulting background. Previous to working with Integrity, I consulted for some big carriers, some of the big senior services providers across the country. And one of the biggest things I did is help implement technology stacks and
Yeah.
custom software and things like that. And as I'm sure you know, that can get to be a pretty pricey and complex set of work,
Yes.
to say
Absolutely.
the least.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what we try to do is bring a lot of that experience that my team has and that we've gathered from partners. We have a lot of conversations and even resources we've gotten from partners to help build this stuff. And we want to make it so that every agent, especially, is able to adopt this software and be able to punch above their weight class.
Hmm.
We know that in a lot of cases, it's thousands to tens of thousands of dollars to set up all these integrations. We want to make it so that you as an agent can download the app, get the software, get registered, and immediately have all the power of a full agency's worth of technology.
Yeah.
So I'll show that, and hopefully that's pretty evident as we kind of walk through stuff here. What you're seeing on the screen is what an agent sees after they register and log in for the first time into the suite. We have it organized in a very specific way to try and make it as easy as possible. We've gotten a lot of feedback from agents. We respond to it constantly to make changes and add features, but we really break things down into kind of three stages. The generating leads, generating demand, one of the oftentimes hardest stages, whether you're cold calling, door knocking, or whatever else, that can be really hard.
Yeah.
Then working with clients, engaging with them, getting them into the sales process, answering questions, and then finally delivering on what you've promised, delivering on the services, being able to follow up, make sure if you can get them into a renewal cycle to be able to renew, but basically track your long-term relationship with someone. And so that all kind of breaks down on that left side there, what we call our client snapshot. So that's a list. This is a CRM at its core, one of the main things it offers.
Yeah.
I came from a long background of implementing Salesforce, Dynamics, a lot of these big CRMs, and most of the time, what we find is that it's overkill. Like
Right.
there's so many things you could do, And most of the time it's like, man, I don't need all of that. I need these very, very specific things. So we've tried to build from the ground up that way to be very specific. So on the left, you're able to see if you've got a new client, if you've got any leads that come in, then if you've contacted someone, if you've reached out to them, so you can keep track of that. Here's the people I need to follow up. If they've replied, then they're engaged with you.
Hmm.
And then client retained, loyal, and lost. So you have a view of, we want to make sure it's not just a view of your policy with someone, but your relationship with them.
Mm.
Because that's a big kind of difference that we've been really working to bring to the table here. We want to make sure that this is seen as, it's a relationship business, right? Your
Hmm.
relationships are what make the business up. And we've seen a lot of scenarios where, especially because the data is so complex, there's so much of it, you're trying to get it from carriers or uplines, that it becomes very easy to start looking at your policy sheet and your commission sheet and stuff like that. And you lose that view of the client, the customer. And so that's why we build it this way, is we want everything to go back to the client, that you're building a relationship with them. That's your book, that's your recurring business, that's who you're serving at the end of the day. It's something that if anyone has seen any of the press releases we've done as Integrity or been to our website, we talk very kind of conceptually or emotionally that we're serving Americans.
Right.
We feel really strongly about that. We're passionate, so we build it that way to try and serve that way.
Yeah. So Jake, what we're seeing right now, tell me if I got this right. I mean, this is essentially what somebody sees when they first log in to Medicare Center. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah. This is your dashboard that you'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys, just so anybody that's watching this knows, like Medicare Center, I mean, my perception as an agency owner and as an agent has been, I think, Integrity has done such a great job to me of building what I really view as a platform. I don't know if you kind of look at it that way as well, but like
Yeah.
it's that there's been such a recurring theme, I think, in our industry prior to a platform like Medicare Center, where you have all these different tools, right? And they're all different websites. They're on different places. You're using this for this and this for that and this for that. And I feel like it really does a great job of condensing to where you have quote and enrollment tools, you have CRM tools, you have AI tools, and I'll let you get out to all that, of course. But you have lead generation tools all in kind of one place, and I feel like it's just a really cool thing, for agents to have.
Yep, that's the core idea. You hit the nail on the head. We wanted to make it so that the day-to-day of sales is so difficult and busy as it is.
Yeah,
Trying to keep track of everywhere you've got to go and all the copies of the data and stuff. We wanted to just make it like, yeah, you just come here and you can get everything you need. Um,
yeah,
uh, and so yeah, we've got the client view right here. That's your CRM. This policy snapshot, we're going and pulling that data from the carrier feeds, the carrier files, and we're displaying right here for you the policies you've submitted, how many are applied, how many have been declined, what have been issued. Same thing. We want to make it so you don't have to go log into every carrier website to get this
yeah,
information. We want to bring it all right here and save time. Same with this task list. So we have, I'll show in just a second some of our lead gen stuff. But as part of that, if you generate a lead that comes in the platform, we want to put it right here so you can see it and know, who is next up, who's been waiting on me, who do I need to follow up with. Same with these reminders. Just put it all in one place, easy to find. The other thing that I'll hit on here for just a second is I mentioned that we want to link everything back to the client. As you said, we've done a lot of kind of early work, and we're excited about where it's going with our AI tool, our Ask Integrity tool right here. That is all built to work around your relationship with the client.
yeah,
So we wanted to make it. We have lots of like ride-alongs and things like that we've done with agents, and one of the things we found is if I'm an agent, especially an independent agent, I'm out and about driving between homes or driving between meetings. Everything that you see here and everything I'll show is available on our mobile app too. It's all native on the mobile app. But we found that, like, hey, I may have talked to this person weeks and weeks and weeks ago. We had a call, or I sat with them and talked through. I don't remember anything. Like, I've had 100 meetings since then. So this Ask Integrity tool, one of the biggest things it does is it'll summarize all that information for you. So if I've got my client John Smith right here, if I'm on my phone or I'm getting ready, like I've got 5 minutes before my meeting with John Smith and I'm walking right into it, I got to go, give me a quick idea of what John's kind of uh, history is with me. Where's he at? What is he, what do I need to do to follow up with him? And so it'll go and pull all that information and summarize it for me just here in a couple paragraphs.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's been a really popular feature. The other thing is on the phone. If you're in the car and you have it plugged up to your car, it'll read this to you. So we found, you want to jump in the car, get heading to your appointment, just hit summary, and then you can get a quick snapshot of your engagement with them. And then I don't have any with our demo account here, but if I've got a recorded call with John, say we spent 30 minutes kind of shooting the breeze, and then we talked about hey, we've got this appointment upcoming. I've got your SOA. We're going to talk about some cool new Aetna benefits. Everything I've talked about, this will summarize too down into like a 1 minute summary and say, here's what you said, here's what you promised, here's what you said you'd do. So it's been very, very useful for people. But first and foremost, like we said, the most important thing to kind of get started is to get leads, get demand, get people who are interested. So we have two different ways we set that up for agents. I mentioned that it's important to us that we make it so an agent can punch above their weight class
Mm-hmm.
quickly and easily. Every agent that registers with Medicare Center gets issued kind of a marketing kit automatically. And what I mean by that is you get access to our lead store, which I'll show in a second here. We issue you a dedicated agent phone number. This number will use your phone number that you use when you register to issue an area code. We want to try and make it so that it feels local. But this phone number is integrated with this whole system. So any client you give this phone number to, when they call you, it'll automatically record it. It'll automatically include it in those summaries. And when you make a call to a client from that phone number, it'll automatically associate it to that record. So you can see every call you've made. You can download the recording and see what it was you guys talked about, both for the CMS side of that, but also for things like training, sales process review, and every interaction we keep track of in one activity stream. Each contact record has their own, but we keep this master one for you. So same thing, if you get in the next day and you've done a bunch of work, you can see what did I do yesterday? What was I working on? And you're able to pick it right back up from here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so that phone number, in addition to that, we issue every agent their own personal version of our national site, Plan Enroll. So every AEP, we run advertising to Plan Enroll. We generate leads. We make them available in Lead Center. So you saw that tile on the dashboard, the Plan Enroll leads. We'll issue those out to agents. But we also let agents take advantage of that national coverage and kind of support by copying and sharing their personal website, which did that tab change for you? Or is it
Yes.
still
Yeah.
back? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was hoping I wouldn't have to reshare. That would,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you can see here, this is my personal version of the website. So it has my information at the top. If I'm a health agent, in my case, I happen to be both. Not actually, but my profile account here. I'm able to serve both types of clients. And then it's got my contact information, that recorded line. And then as I go throughout this site, anywhere that we offer, hey, would you like to talk to someone? Would you like to talk to an agent? It's all personalized to me. So it'll say, if you'd like to talk to Jake, here's Jake's contact information. That, like I said, is a version of our national site that we send kind of national advertising to. So in addition to being able to share that as an agent, all that national advertising, we have this find an agent function. If someone, if a client comes to this and searches it, they can search for people in certain zip codes that can help them for different product types.
Mm.
And we'll pull all of that information from those agents' registration and show it here so that they can come and find someone to help them. And that associates direct to here and directly into your profile here. It's all integrated. So the other thing that we love about that kind of national demand generation is that phone number that we'll put on TV ads or direct mail pieces. If someone calls it, this whole system is integrated as a national distribution system too. So you can see this I'm available switch right here. I'm not going to turn it on or I'll start getting calls while we're on here. But but when I switch that on, that tells our routing system that I'm online and I can
Mm.
take phone calls. So again, we wanted to make it so that an agent can go from, I'm serving friends and family, or maybe I've gone a level greater than that, and I've served several people, several regions, but make it so that you can get that advantage of tens of thousands of dollars of technology, hundreds of thousands of dollars of advertising on the flip of a switch. I switch this on, suddenly I'm part of that network.
Yeah, that's very cool. That's very cool. When an agent is set up on Plan and Roll,
Mm-hmm.
is it something where they can literally just come in, flip it on, it says they're available, and people in that area can just organically find them through just the
Yep.
normal SEO, and they'll get phone calls, like you said.
Yep, exactly. So you'll get it through SEO. You'll also get it through all that traffic going to that general site. If you are so there's a few different things that you can do. So I showed that map of all the different agents.
Yeah.
There's things you can do to go up higher on that list. So if you serve the Dallas area, for example, you're like, I want to be number one. I want to be the first one everyone sees. We have different things with trainings and activating campaigns and being toggled in, switched in to show you're available that will move you up that list.
Mm.
So as people are searching for help, they'll find you there and be able to reach out and connect with you.
Yeah.
In addition to that, oh, go ahead if you had a question there.
Oh
Sorry.
no, no, I was just going to say that's a great service for agents because
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, and you kind of touched on it earlier, the hardest thing for a lot of agents is getting in front of people. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I think that's a fantastic resource.
And on top of that, because this is my team, like I said, we talk to agents and agencies a lot, so we get to hear firsthand. The other thing that every member of my team, there's still some team members that need to do it, but most every member of my team has manned our support line for an AEP. So I did an AEP where I was one of our support team members. I've had every one of my product managers do it because we want to know exactly what you're talking about. What is it that actually matters? It's easy to sit in a conference room somewhere and come up with ideas and be like, oh, this would be so cool. That doesn't
Hmm.
work as well as hearing what the issues are, what the problems are, and responding to those. So another thing that we heard a lot is not only is it hard to get in front of people, but it can be really hard to say, what do I talk about?
Hmm.
If it's not like I'm selling something to you right now, how do I stay engaged? How do I provide value outside of, hey, it's July. As soon as we get into AEP, we're going to definitely talk, but I know it's your birthday or I know like you've got something going on. So every agent, in addition to this site for quoting and enrolling, which I'll show in a minute here, we also give you this learning center. So you can come here as an agent, and there's articles upon articles that are sourced and written by experts in the industry, marketing experts, compliance experts, that you can come in here and copy any of these and send them to your client, and it'll take them to your Pearl with that content. So say,
Mm.
hey, I this great article, I was reading it, I was thinking about you. I wanted to send this to you so you could, we're going to be talking soon, but I wanted to give you this information ahead of time. So we want to empower agents with as much material as we can too.
That is very cool.
Yeah, and we try to refresh it often. Same thing. We get a lot of feedback on, hey, here's what people want to know about. We have a lot of experts and content producers, obviously, throughout the platform.
This video is sponsored by none other than Hire Heroes, you guys. Hire Heroes should be at the top of your list when considering your virtual assistant needs. Let's face it, today, hiring employees and hiring staff for your business is harder than ever and more expensive than it's ever been before. And when you're a new up-and-coming business in particular, or even if you're an established business, sometimes the squeeze of the financials of hiring somebody stateside can be incredibly challenging. What Hire Heroes brings to you is an ability to tap into their best of the best team members that you can plug into your business for very affordable prices. One thing about finding and hiring VAs completely on your own is it can get a little sketchy because you don't always know who you're getting and who's working for you. The great thing also about Hire Heroes is they've gone through and done the work for you of vetting the people that you're going to be working with, and the people that you are assigned are only the best of the best and the shining examples of excellence within the company. So you know you're getting top tier talent and you don't have to go through any of the time or headache of vetting people and trying out multiple people to get there. There's a link down in the description so you guys can learn more about Hire Heroes and getting help for your business today.
So the other thing, so that's how we do some of this kind of, we joke about it, call it like farm to table leads. This is how we do our first party farm to table leads. But in addition to that, we know that on a day-to-day basis, there's so much, you may not fill up your time with those leads. So we wanted to make it so agents could share their own information and personal site. We'll generate some with our national advertising, but on top of that, an agent might be, hey, I need like 100 people to call today that I want to do some demand generation myself. And that's where our integration with Lead Center comes into place. So that's our lead store. Same thing, you get full access to it when you register. And I preloaded it to save us time here, but all I do is click on this and it'll open us up into Lead Center. Once I'm in here, it drops me right into what we would call our data leads or our lead lists. So I, as an agent, can say, I've got a few hours today. I'll do some outbound calling. I want to make sure every minute's valuable. I don't want to just cold call a bunch of people without any sort of, prioritization. So I can come in here and request certain types of leads, certain locations, and then once I purchase those, I'll do Texas again here, kind of my go-to. Once I purchase those, they'll automatically all be loaded into my CRM. So if I select and this is our demo account. So there's many, many more leads in the actual lead library. But if I say purchase these 33 leads, these aged turning 65 1-month leads, the second I purchase them, I'll have 33 new contact records in here that are all listed as new. That said, you got these from Lead Center, so you can start reaching out to them in here. In addition to that, we wanted to continue to empower agents to do self-service as much as they can as well. All the compliance rules and everything that keep coming down on how leads can be generated, how they can be distributed. It's talking about something that can take a lot of time and also be pretty thin ice to try and figure out how to do it right.
Yeah.
We have a whole team dedicated to that. So every lead that comes through here is compliantly generated, has all the proper documentation, approvals, with new rules, has all the opt-in rules that are going into place. Our team is implementing all of that. And so I can come in here and not only can I purchase leads that were compliantly generated like that, but this campaigns function on the side lets me create a coverage area. So I mentioned when we generate those national leads, how do you get higher on that list and get those phone calls? When I come in here and I got to move our video here, but create a coverage area, this lets me indicate to our system, our routing system, that I'm serving a certain type of product in an area and certain types of leads. And you can see there are different options from a cost standpoint. We'll do these plan and roll real-time calls. These are proprietary. You have to do training to get access to those national ones, so you know how they were generated, the farm to table. Once I set this up, then it lets me indicate, hey, I serve the greater Texas area, and select all the specific counties. Then when one of those leads comes in from the national campaign, we have clients put in their zip code, and we'll look to see, all right, who's online and available to serve a health product in this county. And we'll check all the agents that are checked in, and we'll route them based on that. So it
Mm.
lets an agent participate in serving those hand raisers as they come in from those national campaigns. In addition to that, I can come in here and select custom ads. These custom ads let me create a campaign myself to generate demand using creative that's been approved by CMS.
Mm.
So I can come in and say, yeah, I want to do a business reply card, this switcher business reply card. I can select it here. And then I can say, now that I have it, who do I want to send it to? I want to send it to people in Texas that are in a certain age range, certain household income, certain counties, like we were talking about. This all uses the same kind of county tool to build this. I'll add those. And then it will create that campaign for me. And once I hit go, purchase, our system will print, and we work with direct mail vendors. It'll print and send those all out for me. And any of those leads that come in from this custom generated campaign, again, will be captured and populated right into my contacts here in Medicare Center.
That's great. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
So these are all directly indicated. So you can see my estimated cost. I can increase the number of pieces, decrease the number of pieces, and it goes right in to everything.
Yeah, that's great. I think it takes a lot of the guesswork out for agents, and they don't have to wonder if it's compliant or anything like that. And yeah, it's tremendous. We've definitely used Lead Center ourselves, from time to time, when we've had a shortage of leads or we've needed leads, and we've always had good results.
Excellent. So then, lastly here, I'll dive into. I mentioned it's a CRM. All those leads come in. You're able to work within an individual CRM record, just like any CRM you'd pay for. We give you an overview with reminders, contact details. I mentioned this activity stream that captures everything. We're directly integrated with Legacy Safeguard. So if you, as an agent, want to sign someone up for this service that lets clients kind of keep track of all of their important information, bank accounts, final wishes, stuff like that, it's a digital vault that lets them save all that. We let agents offer that for free to clients, and it's directly integrated right here. But in addition to the CRM functions, we have a lot of things that are very tailor-made and tailor-fit for the insurance industry. One of those is this health profile. So this lets me as an agent capture critical information that will impact my quote that I'm going to do for this client, and save it. So then every time I'm running a quote, it will pull updated information and rerun it with all the correct information. The other thing that's really important for us on how we built this is we wanted to make it something that could serve agents that specialize, but also those agents that sell more than one product. So
Mm.
everything here is meant to be pulled in, whether I'm running a quote for Medicare or a quote for life, and we're constantly adding final expense life. We're constantly adding new products to that product lines.
Mm.
Additionally, here, for an individual contact, I showed on the front page that unlinked policies. We make it easy for an agent. If we ever get a policy from a carrier that we don't know where it came from, any policies that are written directly through our system, we automatically link for everybody. But we know sometimes, there's a situation, maybe it's the client, maybe it's an individual carrier that wants to get a PDF copy or a handwritten and scanned copy. Even when you do those, we will pull them in based on your writing information as an agent, and we'll supply them to you on that dashboard as unlinked. I can click on those and link it to the correct contact so that I can see this view on every contact. What was the history? What plan did they have in the past? What plan have I submitted for them? If I click here, it'll show us new submission. I can see that whole history with the client.
Mm.
And then finally, connect, which lets me, in this case, I don't have a phone number saved for him, so I can't call him, but lets me call, email. We have a call script that by product line is personalized. So on the CMS side, we do all the all or sorry, on the Medicare side, we do all the CMS stuff. On the health side, we do any requirements that come up there, and then I can manage all my scopes of appointment for the Medicare side right here as well.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's definitely an all-in-one kind of solution that agents can kind of tap into.
Yep. And I'll do this last part quick because we kind of talked about at the top, I'm very passionate about this, like how it helps agents and what we've built and my
Yes.
team. I could talk about this for a very long time. But so when I hit start quote, as an agent, it lets me pick what product line I'm quoting. Am I quoting a life product or a health product? I click on it. Any questions that I haven't answered that would be useful to run a quote, it will insert those. In this case, you saw I had already put in like pharmacy and stuff like that. So I can go back to the profile and add that pharmacy information, but it will pull several data sources to populate this quote directly in the CRM. One is all of my ready to sell information that gets loaded from carriers, from my upline, from all those sources, we auto populate. So if we have a feed for it, agents don't have to do anything. They come in here and it will immediately have all my ready to sell appointments by state. And that's all it'll quote. We do let agents select a switch here. I don't actually have any RTS in here. You can see here. But when RTS is in here, an agent can switch that and say, let me see everything, or let me see just what I can quote. And then, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just following along. No, you're fine. Keep
Gotcha.
going.
Okay. So here I can filter if I have specific carriers I want to filter to, policy types, anything around DSNP or special needs. And then you can see as I scroll down here, that information that I populated, it's going to preview it here to me and tell me, is this plan covering the prescriptions? Is it covering the providers I selected, the pharmacy? One of the other big things we do is that Ask Integrity feature is interwoven. The AI is interwoven through the whole platform. So we do a cross-sell or a supplementary analysis on every product. So whenever an agent is flipping through here, I can see when a plan is weak on a certain type of coverage. And it'll let me know if I need to go do supplementary benefits around that. So you can see one here that has, maybe doesn't cover hospital indemnity, maybe doesn't cover short-term recovery. So as I'm working with a client quickly here, if I know they have a condition that constantly has them have to have hospital stays or miss work on short-term, anything like that, or need coverage for short-term recovery, I can see here that maybe this isn't the plan for them. But if it's a good plan otherwise, as good coverage, I can say, okay, we'll get you written on this, but we're going to want to get you some supplementary coverage on top of that. So let me help you with that as well. Then from here, once I find the plan that I want, I can compare and send comparisons to my client. But once I find the plan I want, I can't apply with this account because, like I said, I don't have any RTS in here. But I can click apply, and it'll take me right through the application all the way directly in the system. So I don't have to go out to another site. I don't have to leave. I'll do the application, and then I get put back in the record. And if it's done through the system very quickly, I'll see that submitted policy. So I can see, okay, I submitted it. As soon as the carrier confirms that it has gone in, it'll switch to applied. As soon as the carrier confirms that it's pending or active, that will show up too. So we allow you to see all those stages on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very impressive. It's extremely impressive. I mean, we use it internally. We use Medicare Center internally all the time, and there's several features that I didn't even know about, so that we can start using now. So this is great. This is great.
Excellent. And we have a lot of new ones coming out constantly. That's actually a little bit of the tongue-in-cheek thing with our team a little bit is sometimes we release major features, usually quarterly at least. And so oftentimes when we talk to someone and they're like, oh yeah, I use Medicare Center, I'll ask, have you been in since AEP or have you been in since OEP? Because there's lots of new stuff all the time. So for example, one of the things we're getting ready to release here, so this isn't available yet. I'm in our I'm in our stage environment, so this is something that's getting ready to be pushed out to everyone, is our enhancements we're doing to tagging. So tagging is a feature that we've had for quite a while that lets us add information or like details about a client. So if the lead came from Lead Center, for example, we'll add a tag that says Lead Center. If they came from that Plan Enroll program I was talking about, we'll add a tag that says Plan Enroll. We're enhancing that to now there are these existed, but these tag categories here. When there's a tag present or several tags present, I can click on the tag and it will give me context on the
Hmm.
fly. So the example that we've used is we ran some SilverScript partnerships. That would appear here, and then any required language that's like, hey, as an agent, you should say this, or here's where it came from. Or when we run partnerships with carriers to do any sort of campaigns, they have the ability to say, we would like agents to acknowledge this benefit. We can insert all of that, and agents can see it right here on every single record and on the call script. So this same information appears on the call script when someone calls me. So then
Hmm.
I, as an agent, can know where did this lead came from? Why are they here? What product are they looking for? And I can know that going into the call, so I can establish that trust right away. Like, hey, I saw that you responded to our Plan Enroll TV spot. Do you have any questions? How can I help you? Like, you're able to connect those dots much, much quicker. So that's something that we're getting ready to release here pretty quick.
Well, great. Great. We'll definitely look forward to it.
So that's a crash course through what we offer, kind of why we offer it. Any other questions or anything, I'm happy to answer.
No, I think you've done a great job. I think you've done a great job, and it's very self-explanatory. One thing I wanted to kind of mention for the audience, right? With us being an integrity partner office at our agency, anybody that contracts with us, they get access to this full platform. So, this is
Absolutely.
something that, we take pride in being able to kind of communicate to our agents. When you do contract with us, you can utilize this platform and this tool. And of course, the more contracts that you work with us on, the more you can utilize the platform for, right? And so it's something that if you're contracted with us now and you're not quite sure how to utilize some of these tools, I mean, I know Integrity has some great trainings on it. We have trainings in our own training platforms on it that we've done with some folks at over, at Integrity and CSG and some of our other contacts. But yeah, guys, I mean, I just, want to reiterate that like you get these tools for no charge if you are contracted and have your contracts aligned with an integrity marketing organization, integrity marketing partner, and with us being a partner office, we that means us too.
Yep, exactly. All of the platform here you get no charge if you're with an integrity partner. 100% true.
So, Jake, give us a little bit of a summary on, if you will, of kind of like what's the message that you want the folks watching at home to kind of be left with today from this?
I think the biggest thing, kind of like we started at the top, it's very important to us to empower agents, empower our partner offices to succeed. And so everything that we look at with this, I mentioned my team likes to build things that we find cool and that agents find cool. But at the end of the day, this is effective. So we analyze and track it and look at agents who use it, agents that don't. We've found that agents writing business using this platform versus going direct to carrier sites or writing paper applications write 63% more business in the platform, which at the end of the day, I can say all the cool features and all the cool things. But if it makes it help you make more money, that's the best thing that it can
Yes,
do. So I
couldn't
think
agree
that's the
more.
message I'd want to leave with.
Well, I love that. I think that's great. I couldn't agree more. And, you know, the fact that it's not even the fact that there's still 30% of business not being done in here, leads me to think like if you guys aren't doing your business through Medicare Center and you have access to it, you guys need to be using the platform. It's a really,
Yeah.
useful platform. We use it internally every day with our internal agents and, with our contracted agents and our partners around the country. So yeah, it's a great tool. And Jake, I really appreciate your time and your expertise. This has
Same.
been this has been terrific.
Well, thank you. Anytime I get a chance to talk about it and talk, it's been fun talking with you about it. I'll always leap at that because we care a lot about what we're building. It means a lot to us. So thank
Well,
you.
it shows in kind of how useful and innovative that the platform is and continues to be. So, you guys are doing a fantastic job, and no, I think you already know that. You don't need me to tell you that, but yeah,
We still like
it's
to hear it too, so that's okay.
yes. Yeah, guys, if you guys want more information about contracting with us and being able to get access to the Medicare Center platform, we're going to throw an email address to Emma in my office, who's in charge of kind of getting you set up with those kind of things. I'm going to put that down in the description of the video. Reach out to her if you'd like to get more information, and make sure to like the video. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you enjoyed this kind of content, comment your thoughts down below. What are some questions you have that maybe we didn't get a chance to get to? And if it's in my capabilities of answering, we'll try to do it on the video. Make sure to subscribe. We put out weekly content, and we will see you guys on the next one. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.